All right, we're going to go over to the lathe now. I've got a piece of 1 9/16 12L14 in there. I'm going to turn that down to 1 3/8 OD and then bore and ream a 1-inch ID in it. And then we'll cut some shims off that and try the press plate that I've just finished up and run a 1/4 inch keyway through that thing with a broach. All right, I've got this indicator set up here. It's down low, kind of pointing upward more to try to keep the glare off the dial on that thing. And we'll go ahead and dial this in. I'm right close right now. All right, all that screwed around, I finally got it. I've got this piece must be out around just a little bit possibly. Anyway, I've got it down to about 1/1000 here, so that's close enough for what I'm going to do here. I got plenty of material to take off and bore it and that. We're going to go ahead and let's see. We're going to bore this out first and then ream it, probably maybe 2 inches deep or a little less. I'm going to step drill this in a couple of different bit sizes. My final size before I ream it will be, let me check this bit again. It is 63/64. That gives me about 15.5 thousandths to ream out. But my ream is 1 inch with a 7/8 shank, so I'm gonna have to hold it in an ER40 collet holder in my tailstock and try that, see if it centers up pretty good, I'm hoping. So we'll start out here by center drilling this. Then I'm gonna run through with a 1/4 inch. I'm gonna go about 2 inches roughly, and then 2 inches with a 1/2 inch, and then 2 inches with the 63/64. All right, now we'll change this bit out here to the, it's about a 1/4 inch, I believe this one is. Get it over here if I can find it. Come on, there it is. I'll slide my tailstock back a little bit here. Actually, I can wind this back a little. I want to make sure I don't run out of room on the travel on the tailstock here. Let's see. Yeah, I should be good here. I'm going to move this tailstock, excuse me, ahead a little bit so I can get enough throw here on this. Go right about there. Now let's set, let's say I'm at 1 1/4 inch, so I need to go to 2 1/4, 3 1/4, excuse me. All right, there's my 2 inches. Let's change over to the 1/2 inch bit now. Probably get a little oil going on the bigger stuff and run my speed down a little bit slower. And my 1/2 inch. Oops, went the wrong way here. Let's see. There's 1 inch right here from the start. Okay, I get my oil going here. We're going to slow this down here to 494 and see how that does. We'll run a lot slower on the 6364s. A little tap oil here, cutting oil. Well, I made a mistake. I put some thick oil in this thing. I don't want to pump very good. It's really sticky stuff. Makes a mess. Okay, let's try this a little bit here now, see how she goes. It's cutting really good. Good sharp bit. Not completely ground perfectly though, but it's cutting. That looks like it right already. I got my 2 inch, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. I'm good where we're at. That's good enough now. We'll go with a bigger bit. Good enough. I'm gonna get my air hose over here and blow that out just a little bit. Perfect. All right, now we'll change this bit out. Yeah, a couple of times I haven't step drilled. I like step drilling because it makes it easier on the bits to take a little at a time. Maybe use 3 or 4 different bits. Let me see here if I can get a little bit of oil in that hole. There we go. Uh-oh. Jam, there we go. Let me see, I'm going to slow this down to 350, actually 256. As soon as I get to those bigger ones, I like going slower. That one's cutting really nice. It's pretty much a brand new sharp bit. Give that just a little more oil. I got a little ways to go. Gonna smoke up the shop again. That should do it now. Finish it up. Should be almost there now, just hit the bottom of it at least. think we're at the bottom. There we go. We're cutting tough now. That's good enough. Get this bit out, and I've got to change over and put my AR40 collet holder in the MT3 tailstock, and then hopefully it's centered up pretty much. I'll chamfer that off a little bit, check the temperature, maybe let it cool it down a little bit. All right, we got this all cleaned up, ready to ream here. Got a 1-inch reamer in there. Hopefully it takes something out here, because I don't know if that drill was drilling exactly 63/64s. All right, we're all the way in there. See if I took anything off. Boy, not very much. Hardly anything. The stupid bit wasn't drilling to size. All right, let's clean that out a little bit, and I'll try a gauge pin in there. Took very little if nothing off. This is just a shim, so doesn't have to be perfect, but I wanted it a little closer to 1 inch. All right, here's a 1-inch gauge pin. See how loose it is. I'm afraid it's gonna be. Oh, actually, that's pretty good. It's compressing. Yeah, it's pushing me out. That's a pretty good fit. I was surprised. Yeah, good enough. Okay, next we're going to break this stuff down and turn this OD to 1 3/8. I was going to show you this setup on the AR40 MT3 collet holder with that 7/8 shank 1-inch reamer in there. Just move you over here for a second. Here's the setup on that. It worked pretty good, I guess, and didn't spin on me. I'll see if I can break it loose now without it spinning in the tailstock. All right, we're going to touch off here and turn this back to 1 3/8, about 2 inches in length. We'll see it, get a touch off here and get started. All right, let's set a 0 here on my DRO. Let's try 30 or 50 or something, should get a start here. I'm gonna try 50 right off the bat here. There's 50, let's see what happens here. Oh, I hate these long stringy pieces. I have to try taking a little bit more. Just do a check here on the dimension on that. See where we're at. All right, we're still 1.5 inches, so I've got a little over 1.5 inches. I've got, let's see, 1/8 of an inch takeoff, 125. Let's try 100 on this. Maybe I can get the chips to break off, and then we'll finish it up. See how warm that is? It's not warm. We'll go to 140. Now there's 100, heck with it, 150, which actually is 100. Yeah, now we're getting the chip to break off here at least. They're popping all over the place. At least I don't have a stringy mess. That was 100 thousandths there. All right, now we'll see what we need to finish that thing up with. See how the temperature is on it. And it's a little warm. I'll probably try cooling that down a little bit and then do that final cut. I'll cool it down a little bit of air here. I'm going to pause the filming here, cool it down, then I'll turn it back on. We'll finish it up. All right, my measurement measures out that I need to take 35 thousandths off yet. So I'm going to take a 20 and then speed it up and stuff and finish it up on a 15. See how accurate this DRO is. There's my 20, so let's try that. Then we'll speed it up on the 15. Actually, that finish is not looking too bad. I might just stay where I'm at. Let's just check this now and see how good that finish is. If it's good enough, that's not bad at all. I think I'll just stick with that. I'm going to go ahead and take 15 and see if this DRO hits me at 1375. There we go. Finish her up now. Actually, maybe I'll run that at 654 here now. Just get a little better finish maybe. All right, let's see if we hit our 1.375. I hope so. There we go. Only 4/10 off. 1.3754. So that's close enough. Actually, I can just polish that just a little bit. We'll do that and see how that turns it out. And then we use some green too. All right, let's see if I took anything off that. Not a big deal. It should be fine where it's at. Yep, took 2/10 off. I'm going to leave it go at that. 1.3752. See what it does on this end. Hopefully I don't have too much of a taper. Yeah, see, I got quite a bit of taper in this old machine. It's 1.3744, so it's about a half a thousandths, roughly 6/10 off at being accurate, but that's probably close enough for what I'm doing for these shims, but it always makes you mad when you can't get a straight turn on it without having tapers. All right, I'm all set up here to part these off. I'm going to part a couple of 1/8 inch and a couple of 3/16 inch off here, and then we'll get to the press and key them. I'm going to do a little chamfering with a file here before I cut it all the way off. A little bit more there, maybe. All right, now we'll do another one. Got to go back over 250. Okay, now we got to go 125 and then 1875. I think I forgot to hit the outside of this one too, so I better do that. This will be a 3/16 shim here. Now we'll do the same. We're just going to cut 2 of each for now. All right, now we'll go over 125, 1875. Okay, there's a done here. we'll get everything cleaned up, and then the next project will be to cut a keyway in those.